And ultimately, the thing I'm looking for is the dropped frames, and it says 0. So this might.
What did I tell you? I guarantee you Discord was eating a shit ton.
Yep. No, now that I know to share my main screen here. So everyone, welcome in. Tonight's the grand finale. Hold on, let me get the link sent out to the Discord here. How's your night going, Tim?
Pretty good, pretty good. Sorting some stuff out.
It's going to be kind of interesting. We're going to have you in the finale here for a potential championship. I don't know how we're going to handle that. If it's going to be like we'll be doing live commentary from you in the car, in the truck, or what?
We can do that. I can sit here silently. You can check in every once in a while.
Yeah.
I can do that. That works for me.
I think realistic or realism. So let's get this set up.
Chaz, if you're watching, come do the same. Come join us.
So we'll get the first race set up, which will be the sprint quali for 10 laps here at Talladega. I figure this, I like this because we at least get something to kind of fill in at the beginning here, give us a little bit on-track action.
Yeah.
Going into next season, I'm definitely going to have to optimize this. Our first race will definitely be duels, and then going forward, the top 35 will be locked in each race, which that could be a very big moving target for sure. The top 35 could definitely bounce around a lot.
Someone's been playing with their graphics.
This track just has it set up like that. I don't know but yeah, the graphics, I actually updated my graphics card, and that's when I was having the streaming troubles. Looks like Dave Steele starting up front for his inaugural start in the USA Truck Series. He's going to get a little bit of on-track action before his start to the 2023 season. That'll keep him alive for rookie status in 2023.
Pretty good start for a brand new driver.
You're right.
Not having had any time to put anything into the truck, you know.
Yeah. Your truck's almost maxed out for all the ratings that there are.
Yeah, I think I picked a good week to max out my my super speedway. I think I picked a good day.
This will give us kind of an idea what to expect in the main event, as we've got a 14 truck, actually 15 now, with the inclusion of Dave Steele here. He's sponsored
Every time that sun comes through, it makes me think that somebody has blown up.
Oh. Yeah,
I guess it's not sun, it's one of the lights.
I think this is the only Talladega night version in NR 2003. I was lucky to have found it. I wasn't able to get any special paint schemes made up for like a Talladega Nights flare, but either way we're gonna have some good racing here. Green flag's waving. 10 laps is gonna be really quick around Talladega here. Howdy. Who do we got? I can't see.
We got Zach Armstrong.
Howdy, Zach. Settling in for the championship finale here. Currently on track, we've got the sprint qualifier to determine the final 7 transfers into the 260-mile race for this evening. As they run right now, Craig Bush leads over Mike Bliss Jr. and Andrew Moger. I'm sitting in 4th right there with the 135 of Brandon Petrolsky and the 44 of Logan Nagy.
And there goes both of our people.
Three-wide fight for the lead here. We got Moger, Nagy, and Paulo Ladino. Ladino has been in these sprint qualifiers but has failed to make it through majority of them. Looking pretty good on this one right here for him. Charlie Chippington's been really solid as of late. He's actually climbed into the top 35 in points. I decided to keep him in this last chance qualifier just for the ease of everything, but he is actually technically in the top 35.
Just gives him a little bit of extra seat time to get ready.
More on track. He opted to at least keep going in the qualifier here. So ideally, he would be one of the favorites to make it out through this one. Our newcomer looks like has lost the draft, so although he may not be in the main event tonight, it's still getting some spotlight time here on the stream. We could even have a wreck here at the front, taking out 10 trucks, and then he would be in doing part to the carnage of trucks. So anything could still happen in the last 5 laps here.
Absolutely. This is Talladega.
I do like the outcome of the sprint qualifiers because it seems like we have a varied field actually racing each week in the main event from this one. It's not the same guys winning every week. So it's proven to be entertaining just to watch the, these guys are going to go home if they don't finish in the top 7.
Absolutely, and that definitely adds a whole nother layer of pressure.
Like I mentioned, Paul Ladino has been struggling to do anything in these qualifiers, but leading out front right now and looking like a secure lock for the final race here today. Matias Nunez and Luke West both joined at the same time in the series. That's why they're outside the top 35. I think they've only been in about 5 to 8 races in the season, so we got that working against them here. But they sure show that they've got some strong trucks week in, week out. Hell, even I came out of the qualifier to win one of the races this season. So you never know, you might be looking at one of our winners here in the top 7.
They're definitely all pushing real hard.
They're going to have to fight against the likenesses of Chaz Chadwick, Guido Piano, and Tim Kourting, though. Their trucks are definitely on another level. Such a bummer for Ant Me Person and Jordan Walker. It looked like they were en route to a championship this year, but just came up a little short.
Yeah, I definitely feel bad for those guys. I mean, they have fought so hard all season, and to get done like that by an underdog,
And they're gonna have to
that's gotta hurt.
gonna have a good season to look forward to in 2023 as both Jordan Walker and Ant Me Person's gonna be up in the Cup Series, and Jordan Walker is actually gonna start a Busch team. So he'll be running Busch races in his own team in 2023. A lot in part due to the success that they had in the Truck Series. So it's been kind of spotlighted, but Tim Kourting will be fielding a team in the Cup, as well as Chadwick, along with Chadwick and his teammate of Ewan What Army. So the big wild card definitely tonight is Guido Piano, and if he's able to win the race, he's guaranteed a place in the Cup. That was the whole premise of the championship, was to try and promote a Cup Series start. Well, Cup Series, a full-time ride in the Cup Series. And I think Guido Piano has kind of stamped his name as someone that should be on the radar. Regardless of how he finishes tonight, I'm thinking there's going to be a Cup ride for him in 2023 of some sort. As we're on the final lap here, coming to the start-finish line, it is Paulo Ladino, Logan Nagy, Andrew Moger, Luke West, my bad, Brandon Petrolsky, Mike Bliss Jr., and our 7th and final transfer belongs to the 71 of Matias Nunez. The rest of our drivers going home this evening will be Craig Bush, Jacob Shangle, the 187 of Charlie Chippington, Roland Heidfeld, Josh Drake, Kat Durham, unfortunately, and Dave Steele. So sadly, he won't get to start tonight here at Talladega, but there's always going to be 2023 to look forward to for him. Also, Colton Smith, 15th, 48 seconds. So they lost the draft hardcore there at the end.
You gotta wonder if maybe they had truck troubles as well.
Possibly.
On top of it.
And as mentioned previously, our crew that's making it through to the main, very slightly different from the last race, as we only had four repeat. The other three were not from the last race. They didn't transfer in, so. My mouse is very laggy, so I know that I'm pushing my computer right to the brink. At least it's, I hope the stream's actually pretty smooth though. Last time it did this, I knew the stream was smooth. I think it's just doing everything it can. And after this, our truck series will be out for 2 months on the off season. So crazy to think about that.
I screenshotted the results. How would you like me to give them to you? How would you like me to read them off to you? Read them off to you to make the transition quicker.
No, I got it. I just need to reset this to 100. Yeah, go ahead and read them off to me, though. I guess that'll be.
Which way you want them? Do you want who's in or who's out?
Top to bottom. So who's in? Let me get to top 35. Okay, give me a number.
Okay, 94.
Okay.
44.
Logan Nagy. Okay.
Yep. 74.
Okay.
84.
Alrighty.
135.
Petrolski. And next.
81.
Mike Bliss Jr. Next.
And 71.
That'll be the total. 7.
Yep, that'll be the top 7.
Okay.
See, wasn't that so much faster?
Yeah. 100 laps here, 260, a little bit over 260 miles, 266. Our championship 3, we'll have to see how they fare tonight. As always, playoffs, like in motorsports, you still have 40 other drivers out there that are not fighting for a championship, so they could definitely play spoiler. It would be awesome to see one of our Title 3 try to win the race and win the championship in doing so.
Oh, you know we will.
And so the whole setup's simple here. It's no points are on the board. Everyone, the top 3 drivers, is going to be who finishes in front of each other. No lead laps, no, none of those bonus points. Looks like Chaz Chadwick starting second. And Guido Piano starting 16th. And Tim Kourting. Man, what happened to your truck, dude? You must have had a rough qualifying there.
Yeah.
38th. Which might not be a bad deal because if they wreck up front and take each other out, you never know.
Yeah, it feels like lately around here that most of the wrecks are in the back, though.
So 52.8 to their 50.7 or 51.7. So we'll see. You might have a better truck for the race, though. 3, 2, 1. A little bit of insight here. Chadwick made it in on points to the final 3. He had been the regular season champion, so he had a larger points tally going into each round of eliminations. Double check, make sure that better cautions is enabled. Yep.
Yep, you're good.
Our other guy that's in from winning was Guido Piano. He had won once earlier, getting into the round of the playoffs. That win secured him a spot, and since then, hadn't won much, had actually struggled. He failed to make the race at the Chili Bowl track, where Tim Kourting dominated and led almost every lap there. Guido Piano failed to qualify, and that relegated him to 6th in the points in the round of 6. At Pocono last night, he needed to win to lock his way in, and did so after some green flag pit stop strategy that secured him momentum to get by Chaz Chadwick to win it last night. One of our favorites, the contender that won the most races this season, is Tim Kourting with 3 wins. getting to this point by winning the Chili Bowl race in the round of 6. That was his 3rd win on the season. He's looking to hopefully secure a 4th one and the championship tonight. Pace truck's off, and they're going to go green here. Of course, the start-finish line at the further end of the track at Talladega, so that'll kind of add some added drama to the race. Binned over in the 51 truck. This is going to be his last race in the USA trucks. Maybe he's going to go out with a bang, who knows. Aunt Me Person's sneaking on the inside of Atlee Weiss there. Going to make it 3 wide with Chadwick on the high side. Chadwick's dropping backwards here as we got Guido Piano on the inside about to make moves. They're all bunched up like crazy. Looks to be about 4 wide in the middle of that pack there. You can kind of see Tim's truck way farther in the back. He hasn't lost the lead draft at least, but he's trying to find a way to get to that bottom lane. Aunt Me Person takes the lead here on lap 3. And of course with super speedway racing, it's going to be a revolving door on who's at the lead. Right now, Guido Piano is in front for the title as Chadwick is stuck on the high side and fallen way back. Seems that Tim Kourting is still stuck in that second pack back there. Looks like he's going to be able to find some inside line here pretty quickly. Yep, he's on the inside line now. And a little drafting help with the 48 might be able to get caught back up to the lead pack there. And this is why, and we got a wreck already. Tim makes it through. We'll have to rewind here and see who else was involved in that. I don't believe we had any other title contenders involved. It looked mid-pack for sure. The only one that would have been close to the action was Chadwick here. So let's watch Chadwick and see how he makes it through. Oh, it was Chadwick that got slammed into. So unfortunately, Chadwick with a little bit of commotion here in the early run into this one. Title contender, he started second, started on the front row and fell to the back. Made contact with the 10 and the 98, just sandwiched into him. John Brinker here goes for a roll. Don't imagine that Chadwick's truck is toast, but it's going to be a lot slower and a lot harder for him to get this championship. As you can see, there's a lot of trucks that are a little bit rougher for the wear there. How was your seat for that one, Tim? Did you, were you scared on that one?
Not really good. Got a great spotter here. That guy.
Maybe might get a better angle here. Wow, the truck looks bumped up on the back there. I don't know if that's just a optical illusion or what.
I know someone was shoving me pretty hard earlier. Not really sure who it was, but
That's where the wreck happens, right there.
yeah, I feel like I got pretty lucky. I mean, we were pretty far back, but I mean, my team did tell me that that was Chadwick was involved there, so I got to keep that in mind now.
Looks like a bunch stayed out here. Pit strategy is going to play a factor here, it looks like, as that put you back into the top 10 for the moment. Guido
Yeah,
Piano and
just before you got on the horn, the team already informed me what we were doing.
so this will help with track position, although track position might not be as huge here, but still it's getting yourself out of the backside of the field, where we saw Chadwick get in trouble there. Chadwick is out of the race, so unfortunately of our 3 contenders for the championship, one of them is out.
That's what I like to hear.
38th for Chadwick, so it's down to our 2 drivers that won in the round of 6 to settle it tonight. Chadwick already announced that if he fails to win the championship here, he will be back in 2023 in the USA Truck Series to try and secure, hopefully secure a title next season. Since it ain't gonna happen tonight, it's gonna be between Guido Piano and Tim Kourting. In 100 laps, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a grinding, hard won, hard fought race for the evening.
Yeah, definitely. This caution definitely threw off a couple strategies. Obviously, we're staying on our original plan, but this was definitely something we talked about before the race. That what are we going to do if a caution comes out early?
Plus, you can always play it a little bit safer knowing now that you're only racing one driver out there, so you might
Yeah,
not.
it's definitely a lot easier to keep track of one driver over two. I mean, I hate that for Chadwick. I definitely wanted either he or I to win, but guess I'll just go have to do it for us.
And that's ultimately why we race for it, because you never know how it's going to play out. Jordan Walker, even if he would have been in, would have been out right now too, getting wound up in that wreck. So we had some strong hitters in that wreck there on lap 4. It just so happened that they got too wide on track, and push came to shove, taking out at least 7 of the trucks on track. Six of the trucks. Lights are out on the pace truck here. We're gonna get going on lap 9.
On that note, I'll catch you on the next caution, Jacob.
Okay. It's always cool to have a live mic that we can talk to our drivers on track here. Not all of them have a live mic, obviously, but our title contender, Tim Kourting, is along for the ride here. So Avery Farrell at the lead right now. Him and his teammate Atlee Weiss. Atlee's in 4th. And then you got the 84 and 74 between them. Luke West and Andrew Moger. So with that caution, Chadwick is going to finish third in the championship. That has been determined already. It sucks to have it determined this early in the race, but it's always bound to happen. So currently, Tim Kourting sitting 10th is good enough to beat Guido Piano as they run right now. Guido's on the inside there. You can see kind of the light blue MasterCard. And they're back off and going here as Avery sneaks out to the lead. Andrew Moger getting some draft help there by Trevor Walker. And I'm willing to kind of try to figure out what would be a good championship decider race for 2023. I kind of threw this together without much emphasis on a true championship, Talladega being a lottery as it is, so I think we'll maybe throw out a vote on what we want to see for the title decider in 2023. I'd rather it be a track where a driver can truly show off their driving skills more so than this. It still, I mean, if you're going to win the championship, you've got to be well-rounded and even meaning running really well at a super speedway sometimes. Should it be a title decider? I'm not 100% sold on that one. So either way, with that said, our title will be determined at the end of this race, and it might be decided on lap 20. It might go until lap 99. Who knows? Hopefully we don't have too many trucks wreck out. Looks like Tim Kourting's fallen back again, but he's still in front of Guido Piano as they run. You can kind of play safety here and try to avoid any carnage and wrecks in front of him. Seems that Guido Piano kind of has the same mentality here. Instead of trying to win the race, they're going to try to survive the race. And ultimately that plays into it too, you know. Every driver has a brake throttle, you know, throttle and a brake. They can let off and try to, you know, just survive the race. It's not like you got to win every lap. You got to, you know, make a charge towards the end, maybe on lap 95. Right now they're kind of filling out the field and trying to assert where they belong amongst the pack here. Ben Dover's been out front leading pretty steady here. He lost the lead on that caution, but now back to the lead. We got Louis Trost and Atlee Weiss on the inside there. Trevor Walker, his truck seems to have found another gear at the end of the season. He got knocked out early around the round of 12. And if he hadn't gotten knocked out in the round of 12, he'd still be a contender here for the championship deciding race. Still a bunch of drivers that haven't won in the series this year. Ben Dover, Atlee Weiss, and Louis Trost, our top three, would love to finish the season off with a win here. Chris Hergeson behind that, Braden Hunt. So our top five are all drivers that have not won a race. You go back a little further, you got Tim Hansen, who's won a race this year. He actually won at Banked Indy. Maggie Reams is a two-time winner in the season. Trevor Walker, I believe, also won a race. And even Nathan Morgan there in the 8 truck. Looks like our title contenders are running nose and tail. Tim Kourting in 11th and Guido Piano right behind him in 12th, making a move there to try and make us. They're racing hard there for 11th. And just like that, if the race were to end right now, it would go to Guido Piano. With 85 laps here, we're definitely going to have some green flag pit stops unless cautions keep us from getting them. The pit window at Talladega is usually around 25 laps, I'd say. Tim Kourting had stayed out on this last caution, so he's out there on older tires at the moment. And he'll likely have to pit around lap 25 to 30, since he had a couple laps under caution to save his tire wear and gas consumption. But this longer run here seems to be kind of hurting him, as his truck is losing grip and everyone else with the fresher 10-lap fresher tires cruising around him. So now we got two packs stabilizing here, our lead pack of about 15 and the secondary pack further back. Bendover still with the lead over Atlee Weiss and Chris Hergeson. This kind of turned into an unconventional super speedway race, as our leads are single file. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's no restrictor plate for these trucks. Up at 200 miles an hour, it kind of starts to spread them out as they go, and the faster trucks really shine amongst the whole field. Top four still belongs to 4 drivers that have not won a race this season. As you can see, there's almost 3 distinct packs now, as Guido Piano is in the second pack. Our lead pack is a 4-truck breakaway, 5-truck, well, 3 now. The other 2 are falling off as well, so very unconventional super speedway race so far. Fortunately for the trucks that did get in the wreck on that last, the caution, We don't have any stragglers out there holding up the pace, so it looks like all the trucks that we have are just varied right now due to different pit strategies. And if this race goes green all the way through, which I highly doubt it, we'll likely see some more caution sprinkled through. There's no telling what the differing strategies will play out like. If tires are that big of a deal, like Tim Kourting, the draft might not be as huge a factor. As long as Tim Kourting has a drafting buddy exiting pit road at all times, his fresh tires and even the fresh tires of the drafting duo or whoever they end up with, it'll make a difference. It's crazy to think that some of these drivers might be racing it like a road course. Most of the time, you'd be foolish to stay out and shake up the pit strategy at a super speedway, because you would definitely lose the lead draft if you don't have the freshest tires, which is kind of what we're seeing right now. But the problem is the lead draft is that much faster than the secondary and third tertiary draft that it's all dependent on their tires. And so we'll definitely see where this teeter-totters once they all pit on their next pit stop. Looks like Tim's safely settled into 24th at the moment. Guido Piano, 12th. And as you can see, that tertiary draft is actually catching up to the secondary draft here. It looks like it's closing in. These guys in the secondary draft aren't as organized as the group behind them. When they single file like this, they're losing. Well, they're actually gaining momentum when they're single file, but you see like Aunt Me person there trying to peek inside of Trost. Guido didn't seem to want to be helped push or cooperate with the others. As you can see, they break two apiece. Yeah, so they're losing ground to that other group. And I think a lot of it has to do with numbers, how many trucks are in each pack. As we can see, this pack only has about 8 trucks. That pack behind them probably has closer to 10, maybe 12 trucks. And even in the meantime, the second group's catching the lead group as well. The very, very far back one, they must have pitted, because I don't see them in the background right now. Or perhaps they're going to be lap traffic in a few. Yeah, they're already catching some of the lappers. Gavin Legend, 33rd. Bend over in the meantime, still leading here at Talladega. So at least the championship, it is going to get settled on strategies. It's kind of crazy to think that Talladega would play out like a strategic road course race, but it might. And it's kind of playing out that way as we're already 1/4 of the way through the race. Tim Kourting decided to get off strategy of the primary strategy, and it's yet to see how that, pans out. If he can somehow get in front of Guido Piano on this alternate strategy, then I think it would, technically pay off. These guys are catching the packs in front of them now because of the lap traffic. As you can see, the 96 of David Bird with damage. It seems that we do still have some trucks with damage that's going to cause a little bit of commotion on track here. At least it's not going to be frequent. It's not going to be every other lap. It took them nearly 10 laps to catch this group of damaged trucks, so it's going to matter here how they can get around him. If they can get around him quick enough, they won't lose as much ground to that pack. Seems that they're struggling a little bit to make it work, as Bird's holding up the pace a little bit. But now they got a taste of the draft on that secondary group. The trucks are kind of lining up. They can kind of secure a little bit of a draft wake. And they'll probably be closing in on that second group here in a while. As you can see there, Tim Kourting getting by the lap traffic of David Bird. Still sitting in 23rd, so he hasn't lost much ground. He hasn't really gained a lot, but now they're all within a little bit more range of each other. As you can see, Guido Piano's group getting reeled in there. I do think Tim's tires are all but gone at this point. He's going to have to pit here in a couple laps. Lap 30 of 100. We have 70 laps to go here. Still a lot of racing to go.
Next time.
I'm assuming it's probably going to be pit stop, if I'm guessing right. He's going to be, this will be his 30th lap without having pitted at the start of the race. And they must have faith that they're going to stretch it a little longer than that. We'll see how much longer he's going to stay out here. The pace is down to 188 at the moment. Hopefully he can get some drafting partners to pit with him. As you can see, he's just in tow. Their draft is right with the second group here. That all the way up to 6th place if they were able to close back up on that. Seems that there's about 8 trucks that just didn't have enough to close in. Yep, we got pit stops this time, and I believe it's probably going to involve Tim Kourting. No, he's staying out another lap. thing I can think is if he stretches it to 35, that would put him up to lap 70, and he could stretch it, but then it'd be wore out. That truck would not have much tire tread left at the end of it. 33 would get you to lap 99 without, well, we did have the caution, so not exactly. It would probably get you closer to lap 94. Guido Piano still out. Tim Kourting is in on this round here, so looks like he will have a little bit of drafting help here, as we have Avery Farrell, who was at the front leading at one point. Maggie Reams has a fast truck. Pit stops are taking a while. Yep, he'll be coming out right there behind Avery. So Avery will probably have to whoa up a little bit, but he'll have two trucks to draft with here. Not to mention possibly even some of the lap trucks will keep him in the draft as well. The lead trucks here. Our lead guys that pitted in the first round, or after that first caution, will probably be able to stretch it an extra 5 laps here to about lap 39. So Tim's not getting much drafting help right now, so he's gonna lose some ground for sure after this pit stop. Got some more takers down pit road, it looks like. Guido Piano, he'll be able to stretch it probably the longest of the drivers left running.
Told you guys, I hate this plan. I hate falling back to the back like this.
Still got a lot of race in there. There's no telling what could happen, but it's not looking very good. So with that right now, you are 1 lap down in 28. The rest of these guys around you are going to have to pit. And any one of these guys could have the same troubles that Tim did and lose primary draft. At least Tim has found some drafting help here. It's a little late for it, but perhaps him and the 8 truck. Yeah, the 8 truck's gonna stay out, so maybe the 2 of them can keep drafting together. Maggie Reams, she already pitted. She pitted with Tim Kourting, so this will be an extra helper in the draft department. We'll have to keep an eye on Guido Piano and see if he has trouble finding the draft back. they pit so spread out across the whole field that I don't even think there'll be very many large groups. We're gonna have these small trios and duos probably lining the field. And then it'll come down to who's got the fastest small group for the finale of it. Guido's out of the pits here. Looks like he's going to have a decent group around him. As you can see, he settles in with a group of trucks around him. Tim Kourting's a little bit deeper in the back there, but definitely not out of reach from Guido Piano. If him and Maggie Reams can keep the two trucks tied up and drafting, they could try to close back in on that group of trucks. Plus, Guido Piano is putting himself in a situation for a potential wreck that could take him out of contention. Tim Kourting's got pretty clear track ahead of him, and he's still on the lead lap as he runs right now, so probably just wait. It's the waiting game for now, as long as he don't lose too much momentum to the lead. The 66 truck there, Philip Leeds, will slowly get reeled in to these two here. We're going to have to keep an eye on their times and see if they're actually making gains on the leader. Maggie's 22.2 seconds back the lead. Guido Piano 14 seconds back the lead in 17th. Ben Dover maintains his lead out front over Chris Hergeson. Atlee Weiss 5 seconds back. Everyone else, it's quite a stretch. So Guido 12.5, and yeah, Maggie cut off 2 seconds. So with the drafting help of Tim Kourting, those two trucks are actually flying. The advantage that their tires had are likely gone now, as the other trucks pitted and have fresher tires right now. But they might actually be, the two of them paired up might be the key. We'll have to see if Philip Leeds has a fast enough truck too. 19 seconds back. Once he got paired up with these two, it's still 19.8 seconds back. So we're going to have a full lap of drafting with these three, and perhaps they'll actually close in some more. Not much cooperation with the drafting as the three of them keep fighting for position. Guido is mildly safe in a group of 7, 8. Guido got shuffled up high there and has actually fallen all the way back to the end of the pack. The trio of Leeds, Reams, and Kourting, they're staying pretty Pretty similar pacing there in the back. Holding serve. It looks like the 89 and 69 lost this pack of drafting. As it seems, it's setting up like our title contenders are not going to win the race this evening. Bend Over, going out on a swan song, has been dominantly leading up front here in what's going to be his farewell run in the series. 2023 going away from the series, so he'll go down in the record books as having won in the USA Truck Series if he can hold it off against Chris Hergeson and Matias Nunez. Atlee Weiss and Matthew Fastnot, wow, the whole pack at the front tightened up as we have 10 trucks within half a second of each other. That's just a little bit further ahead of this group that we're watching here, who actually are 8 seconds back of that pack. Our title fight is very much still alive, as anything could happen between Guido Piano and Tim Kourting. And even now, Tim Kourting's got a little bit more drafting help as the 89 and the 69 have fallen back to him. It'll take a couple laps for him to get situated here. As you can see, Braden Hunt's only going 184 miles an hour. But once the draft gets established, they'll be up to 188 in no time. It's a shame that they lost so much momentum there trying to get the draft established, because they had already closed into 18 seconds on the lead. And perhaps the grouping pairing ain't quite there for some of these drivers, as they're going to have to blow right by the 69 and the 89, who are holding them up. So yeah, right there, back up to 190 for Tim Kourting. Still only 3 truck pairing for these 3. Seems to be the fastest way for them. They weed out that pairing of trucks, and they're going to start working back on getting to the lead pack. If you look, 192 with those 3 drivers. This pack's only going at about 189 to 190 for the most part. So Tim Kourting's definitely got the faster truck here, even with older tires. Guido Piano hovering at 189, 190. All it'll take is for Guido Piano to lose the draft with this group here, and he'll start getting sucked into the draft bubble, the demise of losing the draft. Louis Trost lost the draft and is likely going to get swallowed up by that 3 trio. So we actually have some changes for the lead right now, as Matias Nunez, Atlee Weiss, Avery Farrell lead over Logan Nagy. We'll have to keep an eye from afar on the title contention battle, but we do have a battle at the front for win of the race. just at halfway here. We're going to hit lap 50 next time by. Matias Nunez leads over Avery Farrell, James Robert, Ant Meeperson, and Matthew Fastnot. You got Trevor Walker and Luke West as well. Midway, and our title contenders, Guido Piano running 15th, Tim Kourting running 23rd. Even though they're 10 seconds apart, Tim Kourting seems to be in the faster trio there of him, Maggie Reams, and Philip Leeds. They're just now getting by Louis Trost for 20th. That relegated Louis Trost back to 23rd. And the way they're racing up front here, we could always have another wreck that shakes things up again. Avery Farrell led the lap that time, as Ben Dover was dominantly leading for most of the race. He's fallen back quite a ways. Zach Armstrong, fortunately, is a lap down. Unfortunately. Still able to draft with the lead group here and stay competitive. If he's able to get by Avery Farrell and a caution were to come out, he would get his lap back. Oh, and he might even try to take it into his own hands to cause the caution. Tim and Guido are still separated by 8 seconds on track. But that secondary pack is kind of falling apart there, and slowly Tim Kourting is catching them a little bit by a little bit each lap. Trevor Walker there in second. Brandon Petrolsky actually in third. Yeah, Brandon Petrolsky's for lead position, so getting passed by Ant Meeperson at the moment. Lap traffic there of Gavin Legend is going to slow up this lead pack a little bit. Braden Hunt, who's actually a lap down. Caution were to happen right now, he'd be back on the lead lap. It's actually quite scary to think that there's only 23 trucks on the lead lap, that Tim Kourting sitting in 21st there. There's not a whole lot keeping him on the lead lap. The fight for the win here is going to be a knockout slug out, as we definitely have 10 trucks within contention to win it here, with 45 laps still to go. The separation between Guido Piano and Tim Kourting still relatively the same. lap in, lap out at the moment. Guido's actually driving off a little bit as he's grown to an 8-second deficit. Maggie Reams, Philip Leeds, and Tim Kourting drafting together. The trio there running 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And thanks to the lengthy race, a caution could definitely change things up. Now, as you can see, there's only 22 trucks on the lead lap. Even though Tim Kourting is running 22nd, he would have to be 40 seconds off the pace to go a lap down. 15 seconds still in the good, but if we get green flag pit stops again, it'll likely shake him ever closer to a lap down. So a caution would be a lifesaver for Tim Kourting, and probably even Guido Piano for that case, as both drivers have lost it with the lead draft here. Ten seconds separates Guido from Tim, and Guido had a rough lap, or at least that group had a rough lap that time, and so did Tim Kourting's group, so everyone's kind of hit a slow spell here. Avery Farrell still out front leading. It looks like Trevor Walker now to the lead as Austin Mullins gets used as a pick there. Ant Me Person in second. It's going to be a huge what-if scenario if only he was in the final three here today. And we got Matthew Fastnot in third. Still another stellar outing for Matthew Fastnot. Unfortunately, that trio with Tim Kourting getting scary slow, and they'll probably be getting reeled in by the leaders here before you know it. Next round of green flag pit stops will likely come around lap 65 to 66. And Tim Kourting and the crew there will likely be the first ones down pit road. Matias Nunez leading over Brandon Petrolsky and Luke West. As our pack here is solid 10 trucks in contention for the win right now. 40 laps to go. It's mostly a shame that our title contenders aren't in this lead pack. I'm still wishing we get at least one more caution, because that would help really set things up for a huge battle to the end for the title. Even a caution around lap 70 would put us almost perfect on the dot for everyone to make it with one less, well, if they pitted on that caution, they can make it the end of the way. Matias Nunez is going to lead lap 62 over Trevor Walker. Atlee Weiss still holding up solid here in the top 5. Nathan Morgan and Logan Nagy rounding out your top 5. Oh, and we got Oz. Shame for Atlee Weiss blowing up out front here. We'll have to see exactly. Engine failure, and we're gonna throw a caution for liquid on. We got fluid on track. They're gonna have to go out there and put some kitty litter down to dry up the oil that was dumped on track. This will give opportunity for Tim Kourting to get back in it with Guido Piano. Probably not ideal for the drivers, as 37 laps is a little bit past the pit window to make it the rest of the way. Let's phone in on Tim Kourting. What do you think?
I think we're gonna be close. Definitely gonna be a fight. Not really sure. I haven't really asked how far back we are from Piano, but
Looks like everyone pitting except for Avery Farrell, perhaps. Also, Brandon Petrolsky staying out. Matthew Fastnot staying out, or perhaps, yeah, these guys are staying out. So, Amp Me Person with the lead at the moment. Like I mentioned, it's going to be hard because pit window is about 30 laps. They're going to have to hope for another caution to maybe pit and get that extra gas that they're going to be short here with 36 laps to go. The good news is our title contenders both are going to be on fresh rubbers and full tanks of gas, and it's going to be a battle, like Tim said. Amp Me Person will be out front leading at the end of this caution period here. Our lap traffic right behind him is the 00. and the 69. Jessica Hergeson sitting in second. Another what-if scenario had she made it through the round of 6 into the championship 3. It's kind of neat, kind of crazy that the first 2 right now were potential title contenders. Chris Hergeson in 3rd, Avery Farrell in 4th, Brandon Petrolsky in 5th, Fastnot, Luke West, James Robert, Andrew Moger, Logan Nagy, William Kinsella Jr., who's a lap down actually, Nathan Morgan, Ben Dover, Matias Nunez, Guido Piano, Trevor Walker, Al Bunch, Tim Hansen, Paulo Ladino, Philip Leeds, Tim Kourting, and Maggie Reams settles our lead lap drivers in the top 21. Currently under caution for Atlee Weiss blowing up on track. Fluids were dropped on, so we had to throw the caution for oil spill. They're currently cleaning it up and getting the quick dry put out on it. Due in part to that caution, this gives Tim Kourting a revitalized shot at the championship here, as him and Guido Piano were starting to get separated by 12 seconds. They're going to be within the same second now of each other when the green flag drops here in a few. Perhaps we can maybe dial up Matthew Fastnot, who's sitting in 6th there. Do you have a copy?
Yes.
How's it going? He's sitting pretty good there in 6th. You think you're going to try to do the alternate strategy here and maybe steal a win tonight?
Well, my last one was off strategy, so.
It's always kind of interesting seeing alternating strategies at a super speedway. Usually that's at road courses and whatnot, so Talladega is definitely throwing us a curveball tonight.
Definitely in the cards.
Where is this the newfound strength that your truck's found? It seems that it's a whole nother level as of late.
Well, a little bit of luck, honestly. A little bit of luck and a lot of money thrown around.
Oh yeah. A lot of research and development for sure.
I've been busy.
And give us a little bit of insight too. You were talking next year you're gonna do. Was it you and Gavin Legend or?
Yes, me and Mr. Legend will be opening up a team.
Nice. Here in the USA Trucks, right?
Yep. I will have to make the switch to Chevy though, so.
Well, and you definitely had some good runs in the Toyota, and perhaps you'll bring some good mojo to Chevy, as Chevy's been really off at all of 2022. They still, I don't think any Chevy has won a race in the USA Truck Series.
Oof.
So,
well, I will bestow my talents among them.
good to hear from you. Looks like you're going to get back to racing here. Hopefully you got the right setup in it and the right strategy for the pit strategies. So we'll maybe be talking to you later at the end of this one.
Alrighty, thank you, sir.
We're we're going to get the green flag waving here as they go across the long front stretch at Talladega. And Jessica Hergeson gets out in front of Aunt Me Person with a little bit of a drafting help from Avery Farrell. Fast Knot settling in on the inside, the preferred lane for sure. It's going to be fun to watch these guys at the front, but I also want to try to watch Tim Kourting and Guido Piano at the back. This would be a situation where it'd be nice to have dual cameras in NR 2003. Guido, wow, look at Guido's cracking himself into the top 10. 4 wide. Oh boy, this is going to be bad. Oh, Jessica Hergeson pulling down pit road definitely shocks the rest of the field. They did not expect that. We're in the danger zone right now as Tim Kourting and Guido Piano are having to struggle through some adversity right now. At the front, our leaders being the 79 of James Robert. Fast Knot actually led that lap last time by. Tim Kourting is in the hornet's nest there in the middle. Not a place you want to be right now. And we got another truck pulling down pit road, slowing them up a little bit. Once they get those all cycled out, things will start to get better. I think what we're seeing right now, the drivers that are pulling down pit road, those are the ones that know they can make it. They'll be making it at that pit stop right there will be the ticket. So what we've got here, Tim Kourting and Guido Piano, they're going to have to stretch it about 4 or 5 laps or hope for a caution to give them an opportunity to pit with non-competitive laps. Al Bunch sitting there in 16th. Paul Ladino in a top 15 position at the moment. And Guido Piano looking like a champ out front here, sitting in 6th at the moment. This lead 5 here will definitely have to pit again, as they stayed out during the last caution. If this top 5 did pit, it would give the lead over to Guido Piano. Who, for lack of better analogies, just kind of showed up out of nowhere. I can't really explain and that's just the championship for you, really, you know, if you had to explain it. The championship means that much to these drivers out there that they find that extra 10% and give it their 110% to try and win the championship. Things are looking a lot more competitive here for Tim Kourting, who's within the lead pack and within range of Guido Piano. As you can see right now, there's about 8 trucks separating them, but Guido, being the sitting duck in the lead of this group, could get shuffled out to the back, and Tim Kourting would be in position to pounce. Heck, even the lead 6 out front, they're not getting away from this group here. Tim's picking them off one at a time on the inside line here. Got Matias Nunez and Paulo Ladino, the two yellow trucks in front of him. And Guido gets shuffled out to the high side, as this will likely give Tim Kourting an opportunity to make the pass and be the proverbial champion leader with 25 laps to go here. So just like that, the pass is made, and Tim Kourting, if everything ended right now on lap 74, would be your champion. It's one huge chess game. Every move you make contributes to the overall picture here. From 20th, almost going a lap down, to now back into the top 10. Tim Kourting sitting 7th. Guido Piano falling way back in about mid-15 there. Looks like Guido might have shuffled pretty far back. Wait, where did Guido Piano go? Right there he is. 15th, and gonna lose more spots, but at least he found the inside line again. This will give him an opportunity to charge back to the position. I think the crazy part is that everyone, even though the leaders are gonna have to pit first, this group's gonna have to pit again within the last 4 laps of the race, so Tim Kourting gets shuffled to the high side, and our championship's gonna bobble back and forth again here, as Guido Piano is gonna make a pass. Tim Kourting's fighting on that high side, keeping the position at the moment. Our tentative champion now switches positions again, as it's Guido Piano in front of Tim Kourting. All in the meanwhile, our leaders, Matthew Fastnot and Ant Me Person James Robert, it seems like these guys keep shuffling the lead about, and even our title contenders are going to get in the picture here, as that second pack has conglomerated amongst the leaders. This is likely a very precarious position to be in, as we could get a wreck that takes out all the heavy hitters here. 23 laps to go. Still a lot of racing, but everything's up for grabs, especially the overall win here at Talladega tonight. Guido and Tim stuck way up on the high side there. They're about to fall all the way back to the pack. Matthew Fastnot unfortunately gets trapped behind the 15 truck of Louis Trost and has lost a lot of momentum here. Guido Piano and Tim Kourting back onto the inside. They're going to have to make this move count and get past Louis Trost before he slows them up too. So our two title contenders at the back of the pack. Matthew Fastnot joins in right behind him. James Robert leading over Ben Dover, Logan Nagy, Brandon Petrolsky, and Luke West. Al Bunch up into the top 10, sitting in 6th. Matthew Fastnot making a move there on Tim Kourting, taking a position away from him. Tim's gonna have to settle down here and try to make some passes. Try to stay within this lead draft. Try to keep him from breaking away again. As for the first time since the beginning of the race, we have at least 25 trucks in contention to win. 18, because there's only 18 on the lead lap. So there's a bunch of lap traffic intertwined in with these leaders. That's easily 25 trucks, but only 18 of them on the lead lap. Laps to go. Going to be 19 at the finish line this time around. And I think it's safe to say that our title is definitely going to go down to the wire here tonight. It's great that they're still running this far into the race, the both of them. Sadly, Chaz Chadwick went out early, getting in one of the first wrecks that took out 6 trucks. Him and Jordan Walker made contact after getting 3 wide with Krista Cower, and that's all she wrote for Chadwick in his first appearance in the Championship 3 for the USA Truck Series. Meanwhile, Guido Piano and Kourting still in the top 10 now for contention here. This is the best that they've looked all day, getting up to the front. There's still potential this could turn out that the champion might win the race even. Wasn't looking like that early on. We had a caution that brought them all back together when Atlee Weiss blew up and laid oil out on the track. Guido Piano's setting into second here as Maggie Reams leads. Tim Kourting got shuffled into the high lane, unfortunately, so he's going to lose some momentum here, while Guido Piano is trying to fight for the win with 17 laps to go. They're still 3 wide all the way back there. Very hairy for anyone out there on track to make it. Guido making a pass for the lead here. Tim Kourting is going to want to get onto the inside lane ASAP to try and avoid getting wound up in a wreck here. And just like that, our title contender takes the lead here at Talladega. First laps, he's going to lead here. Matthew Fastnot has something to say about it, though. He ain't going to let him lead a lap, as Matthew Fastnot will lead lap 84. And now Guido Piano gets shuffled out to the high side. Tim Kourting back on the inside line. I'm still uncertain as to when these guys will pit, especially Matthew Fastnot, who stayed out. And perhaps I caught it and maybe they actually did pit. Maybe they didn't take tires and that's why they were out front. So perhaps they did pit with the lead. I can't believe anyone would have stayed out. I wasn't paying close enough attention, but had he stayed out, he would have pitted already. And they're still out there running with the leaders. So I think we're looking at the hopefully we don't get a pit stop that gets it all confused here, but should be a good battle to the end regardless. 4 wide with Piano in the high side. Tim Kourting makes position. Now it's Tim Kourting in front of Guido Piano. But holy cow, they're getting away with a lot here at Talladega. 3 and 4 wide without Reckon. Matthew Fastnot getting a little bit bumpy there with Zach Armstrong. And the conveyor belt continues as Tim Kourting's looking to try and lead a lap here. Seems to be, unfortunately, the way it goes for him, though. He gets up to the lead and then gets bumped outside. 14 laps to go. At least he's testing the waters here. He's trying to see when to make his move and where he's going to get up to. He's trying to plan it out so that he knows exactly a lap count of what he needs to attack and whether he'll be up high enough to not get shuffled out. If he makes the move that he just made there, it takes him about 2 laps to get to the front, and in that 2-lap period he gets shuffled to the back. So I'm thinking lap 97 will be the move to make for Tim Kourting. Just like that, Guido Piano back by Tim Kourting. But Tim Kourting was actually able to shuffle to the back quicker this time, giving him an opportunity to hopefully get back on the inside sooner. And it'll likely put him closer in position right behind Guido Piano this time. Hope y'all are enjoying this 3-wide action here at Talladega. This is the best that they could race without crashing. I mean, what could you ask for? At least a Talladega race where your title contenders are still alive for the drive, and a lot of racing action that you never know who's going to win the race because it just shuffles like crazy. Looks like Guido Piano is about to take the lead here. Yep, Guido Piano to the lead, and for him, his best opportunity now would be to block all drafting advances right behind him. With 11 laps to go, if Guido wants this championship, he's in the right spot to maintain it. But by golly, the trucks behind just are too strong. The draft is a huge benefactor here as they continue to rotate the lead back and forth. I'm thinking Tim Kourting is trying to woe up to try and make his move count here. He's actually making a pass on the 12 truck there for position. 12 truck was actually one that shuffled him into the high lane on the last round of the conveyor belt. And now we got our pit stop. So like I was saying, I did not imagine that these guys can make it the rest of the way. We had at least one truck come down pit road. The 51 of Bendover, who, okay, so that's one of the ones that stayed out. So we're going to probably see Matthew Fastnot and a couple others yet to come here. If that's the case, it's going to be close for the guys that did pit, that they might be able to make it the rest of the way. It's going to be really close. I mean, nine laps to go here. And Tim Kourting is reeling in Guido Piano yet again. Making a pass here on Al Bunch. As I mentioned earlier, Chevy is yet to win in the USA Truck Series, so still have a couple of those trucks alive. Paul Ladino could potentially pull off a win here. But other than that, everyone around him is either a Toyota or a Dodge. And then with the Ford there of Tim Kourting. 7 laps to go, and now it's Kourting in front of Guido Piano. Things have kind of stabilized at the front here as they're not quite as frantic. It's too wide for the most. And as soon as I say that, they're going 3 wide. '84 trucks pitting. Tim Kourting is pitting as well. Okay, so this will be the last pit stop, and definitely Guido Piano is going to have to pit again too. We're going to have our championship depend. It's all going to depend on this last stop. Gas and go for Tim Kourting. Hopefully it wasn't too quick of a pit stop where he loses a drafting group. It looks like everyone else coming out right around him. He's going to have at least 5 trucks solid to draft with. We're going to have to see how Guido Piano fares on his pit stop. The only thing none of these drivers want to see right now is a caution. And it looks like Guido's setting up to come down pit road this time. Yep, him, Maggie Reams, Nathan Morgan, and a whole slew of them coming down pit road. I think Tim Kourting might have actually made the right move here pitting first, as he'll be out on fresher tires for 1 lap quicker than the rest of them. Well, I take that back. They're just gas and goes, so not fresh tires. Oh, whoa, whoa. Paulo Ladino is getting all over the rear bumper of Guido Piano there. As they get up to speed here, we're going to see right about where Tim Kourting shuffles out. Five laps to go. This is going to be make or break for the rest of the contenders here. Tim Kourting looks to have shuffled out quite a ways out from Guido Piano, but he's definitely got more drafting help, as Guido Piano is only amongst the top 4 here. Championship's going to come down to this. And Tim Kourting's got his work cut out for him, as he don't have much of an established draft in front of him. Going 188. The rest of the guys in front going 189-ish, 188. So it's still, they're within range. Guido Piano actually fighting for the win here against Maggie Reams. Those two running 1 and 2. Three wide for the lead. Maggie drops back. Guido Piano is going to maintain the lead on Nathan Morgan there. And the 50 truck is 2.7 seconds back of Guido Piano. Guido getting in that high side. He's losing momentum as they drive, and Tim Kourting is going to have to hope for a miracle with 3 laps to go here. Things are not stabilizing towards the front for him. This lap traffic is going to play a huge role in determining this championship here, as those slower trucks are definitely holding up Guido Piano. We're going to have 2 laps to go at the finish line here. Tim Kourting still way off the draft. Doesn't seem like that gave him much of an opportunity to close in on him, as Tim has lost the draft, it looks like. 184, 184. What this could do, though, is screw Guido Piano out of some positions, as he's still stuck behind the slow traffic. Up on the high side, the fight for the win looking pretty dicey. Nathan Morgan fighting James Robert, Luke West. 1, 2, 3. Could be looking at a 1, 2, 3 photo finish for the win even. So Guido Piano actually has fallen. Lap 99 of 100 here. Tim Kourting is still fallen. His truck seems to have given up on him at the end here. Still have 1 more lap to fight for it. But Guido is quite a ways out there on him. Short of Guido having a mechanical failure on the last lap, it don't look like it's going to be much of a challenge here. The drivers are going to take the white flag here. Guido Piano's back in the picture as Trevor Walker leads on the white flag. Al Bunch right behind him. Maggie Reams, Guido Piano. Tim Kourting's just going to come up short here, as his truck seems wounded on the last lap. Guido Piano settling in behind Al Bunch here. Lap traffic of Lane Smith giving him some fits. Lane Smith will probably shuffle to the high side. Yep, like clockwork. And it's either going to be Al Bunch or Guido Piano, as Guido is going to make the move for position here. And Guido Piano gets the nose out on him. Guido Piano wins the championship and wins the race here at Talladega. It was a photo finish for sure, as he nudged out Al Bunch by 0.05 of a second. Coming in third was Avery Farrell, Trevor Walker, Maggie Reams, Paulo Ladino, Luke West, James Robert, Nathan Morgan, and Logan Nagy. So, craziness. Guido Piano actually won back-to-back races at Pocono and Talladega en route to his first ever championship in the USA Truck Series. I don't think the record books could have even predicted this, as he was not the favorite to pull any of it off, but 2023 champ Guido Piano, 22 champ, not 23. Unfortunately, Tim Kourting comes up short. Chaz Chadwick wound up in a wreck. Momentum seemed to be in the favor of Guido Piano. So that puts a nice little neat ribbon on the 2022 season. Guido Piano actually works his way up to a tie for first in most wins in the USA Truck Series, as him and Tim Kourting both have 3 wins apiece. Our first ever inaugural USA Trucks champion actually will be the first ever to win the race and win the championship, so couldn't ask for a more interesting stat there. I feel bad. I don't know if Tim Kourting wants to chime in, or
It was
sadly.
a it was a hard fought battle. It was. Cards just didn't fall in our favor. I
No.
mean, what are you gonna do? Bummed, but if I'm gonna lose to anybody, at least it's somebody that's tying me for most wins.
Guido Piano
So
kind of pulled a Kyle Busch on us as he joined the circuit late in the season.
I actually think Guido and I joined about the same time.
Yeah. So
So
really
if
it
I'm gonna,
was,
yeah,
I think it's quite spectacular that no one even thought of Guido Piano, but he turned it on in overtime. He was on a whole nother level.
yeah, certainly. He certainly earned that win and the championship. I mean,
And hopefully he must be dormant or something on the server. I don't think he responded last night when he won, so hopefully he'll check his Discord and maybe even tune in on YouTube to see his race that crowned him as champion. But well, I'll be dang. That was I feel like I had the carpet pulled from underneath my feet because I didn't even think that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I did the best that I could to help Tim win that championship, but it didn't work out in our favor. But I want to congratulate Guido on winning that championship. And we had a very solid run. We got a fourth place, a few laps led, and we finished second in a nail biter finish.
Yeah. That was Al Bunch chiming in there, yeah, with a second place on the race. Even Matthew Fastnot unfortunately fell to 18th at the end there. Tim
Yeah,
Kourting,
strategy kind of screwed us over, but it was a hell of a season. Nice job, Guido.
Yeah. I want to thank my sponsors, Best Western, Penske Truck Rental. I want to thank Mopar, Chrysler, Dodge, and my crew that's been supporting me over through the years. You guys all next year for 2023.
yeah, and the fun part is it doesn't have to stop here. We got a whole nother season coming up. 2023 is actually going to be broke down into 2 seasons, a winter and a summer season. So there'll be a chance for 2 champions in the 2023 Truck Series. So that'll be kind of fun.
Y'all better look out for me next season. I'm coming back. Better than ever. I'm running Bush too next season, and can't forget that.
Full time in Bush. So I want to
So
congratulate Guido, Tim, Chaz, Williams Grove. Fought Tim for the win. For the truck win, of course. That was a crazy finish. Congratulate the championship 3 and Guido personally.
yeah, sad break for Chadwick. Starting second in the race, he wound up 38th after the wreck. So Chadwick's already claimed that he'll be back for the trucks in 2023. His main goal is to secure a championship, and then he'll probably just continue on into the Cup Series where he's going to be in 2023. The Guido Piano, as we already mentioned, throws a wrench in all the plans. I didn't have him at all pegged for a cup ride, so I'm going to have to figure out the best fit for Guido Piano, as he is going to get a full-time cup ride in 2023. We already have Tim Kourting and Chaz Chadwick with their teams respectively in the Cup Series for 2023. So maybe Guido Piano will take over a very highly coveted ride. We'll have to see. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. It's been a great season for the USA Truck Series. I feel like the USA Trucks has been my bread and butter for this little side project of mine on YouTube. So many thanks to everyone. And like I said, this is just the start. We're going to go into 2023 with a brand new champion in the Truck Series and many more races full of action and drama to to be looking forward to. So I'm going to go ahead in the stream. I'm going to head up and set up a Bush League race, and we'll have another second race tonight. So thanks again, everyone. This is the end of this stream.
I want to see those regular